Beneficiality of the traditional approach. This approach gives us ideas and lessons on what we can gain when using the traditional, cultural, and/or ancient ways of approaching someone, especially when dealing with something. Traditional approach focuses more on content and provides knowledge in real time, so that a learner will not struggle from things that he or she needs to learn. It's much more easy to learn before, and the growth is much more faster than now. Now, one of the best example that we can get is a teacher is more focused on what is must need to learn, unlike now that they are usually doing is only facilitate. It's also time saving, and the teacher will not struggle from adapting this approach. Unlike now that many learners get influenced by a different lessons that is not necessary to learn, and it only leads us to a slow progress of adapting and learning. Not all children's, teens and adults are fast learners, and we need to adjust on that. Unnecessary approaches only gives us a hard time from learning. That's why we must know whom we are teaching, because not all has the same minds like those who learn fast. Now, not everyone are smart, not everyone has better and good thinking skills, and not everyone has better understanding and observing skills. So that we should focus on important matters. First, the more the approach is focused on the content, the better the, the growth of the subject will be.
That aren't able to give us our satisfaction if we don't have the experience. So how can you address the curiosity of a learner if you only give them the things they need or just by feeding them?
Well, it's better for us to prepare informations and explanations, especially when we are telling them how this or that was created. We must always prepare answers to their how, why, what, when, or where types of questions, so that their curiosity will become like a cloud that appears in a minute and gone in a second.
Lifespan perspective emphasizes that development is lifelong, multidimensional, multidirectional, plastic, and multidisciplinary. When we say about lifelong, the development occurs one's entire life. It also means that the development is not completed in infancy, childhood, or at any specific age. The early events of one's childhood can be transformed by later events in one's life. Development is a lifelong process which helps us to gain more knowledge and be able to understand the flow of life. Multidimensional is a factor that will influence the development across the lifespan, which includes biological, cognitive, and socio-emotional changes. In this level of development, the physical changes through changes of hormones levels, characteristics, heights and weight, and other bodily changes. In addition, cognitive changes through enable to enhance the ability to think, and also socio-emotional changes that involve socializing with peers and possibly dating. Furthermore, development is multidirectional, which has the capacity to change, modify this unregulated behavior by increasing the ability to regulate emotions and impulses. This development leads to self-regulation and the ability to consider the consequences of one's action. This will continue into early childhood. Therefore, lifespan molds individual to become more productive. The development starts from the environment he or she belongs. Through these many changes, every individual learned from what they had experienced. As the consequences appear, it affects how you used to think and act before, how you enhance your ability to respond to your actions now. Lifespan development offers people a way to make discoveries and changes to their lives. Development across the lifespan result in changes in the interaction between biological and environmental influence that impact the allocation of resources. In general, facilitating learners isn't bad. You know why? In this way, they can collect more ideas and knowledge in their own. Discovering, exploring, and learning in their own way, you will be able to give them the chance to grow and be independent to prepare themselves to any challenges they would face, and doing things without relying on to others. They will strive hard and be able to enhance their thinking skills. As they grow older, they will understand that in this way, they will survive in the future. It is just a preparation for the later success.
Now, do you think they will not grow faster in the future if they remain dependent on how the way they learn or develop their approaching skills, and why?
I'm not saying that they will not grow. What I am trying to say is that the experience of a learner has a significant role in their lives. As they grow older, their mentality is much different than others. They overcome their weakness as they learn independent. They became matured and practical in different ways.
Lifespan necessity. Humanism is an approach to education that believes that learning is viewed as a personal act to fulfill one's potential, focuses on human freedom, dignity, and potential. Central assumption of humanism is that people act with internationality and values beliefs in the necessity of studying a person as a whole, particularly as they grow and develop over a lifespan. Study of self, motivation, goals, and areas of particular interest. Everyone wants to live a longer life. We are constantly searching for new ways to add a few more years to our life. Longer life expectancy is considered as a symbol of a better life and prosperity. Generally speaking, in the developed world have greater expectancy than those in poor countries. This is not surprising, though rich people have access to better life care and trends to live longer. When people live longer, they get an opportunity to fulfill their wishes and obligations. They will be able to serve the society with their experience and wisdom. Increasing life is that it is, it is also increased morbidity simply because people live long enough to get more age related. For more years are being added to our lives, life is not being added to our years. The extra years are being added to the very end of our lives and are poor quality.
So, why do we have the developmental period extending from about 6 to 11 years of age? Is that probably required? And I don't ever believe.
Simply because a child is formally exposed to larger world and its culture, though how more logical, abstract, and idealistic. No, because it's also a time of career. To development, early adults select a mate, start a family, and rear children. This issue involves the degree to which we become older, reductions of our early experience, or whether we develop into someone different from who we are at the earlier point in the development. Development results from a gradual process occurring are several weeks, months, and possibly years. It's not like that. Lifespan approach emphasizes development change throughout adulthood as well as childhood.
My topic is the necessity of traditional approach. So traditional approach refers to the belief that human development will show extensive change from birth to adolescence, and there is a necessity of traditional approach. So, what is necessity? Well, it means a need. So, what is the need of traditional approach? Traditional approach needs to be valued, especially those beliefs where we grow with. We have to value and use those beliefs where we develop our human being. While we're growing, we have to make it as our priors, not those new things, those trendy things we are encountering in our new world, in our teenage life. Traditional approach need still to exist in our daily life because there is um, a future where we hold on. We have to bring it with us while we're going because this is the one of the reason why we are now existing. It's because of our beliefs of our traditional approach.
Number one, so why do we have the traditional approach in the human development? Yes, but I don't agree on it because beliefs from our elders nowadays was unremembered. No, it's not like that, especially as teenagers we have our different perspectives.
I don't agree because I believe social rules do not refers to related person's age.
Practicability tradition approach can be used in the development of how to live with the growth of what is customary. And another one is how to adapt your own tradition. Nowadays, we can see in other that they we have learned in their own culture. It can be used in everyday life. If it continues to be used in the most beautiful so that many people can learn how to grow up using traditional traditions. Another one is it's about the child despite the fear of faith and being responsible for their own life, thinking, action, and thoughts. This happens in a loving, supportive family that protects and guides the child through challenge to think for themselves and develop self-esteem. This is called maturity. I can say that it is important to give importance to a tradition that is used because it is a step to unite my countrymen. What do you, what do you use? Because it is the time of the native respect is important to a person who learn from the tradition work. As for us, focusing on a tradition, this is a big thing so that we can maintain what we are used to. There are many ways to use tradition that is used to it can be used to communicate with someone. And another is that there is no chance and following the usual is the solution so that I can show that you have been loyal with traditions.
Why would you prefer to stay in your tradition? Are you not afraid to be called ignorant if you don't follow what is trending of today's generation?
Why should I change my tradition when I already fit in here? Many young people know the wrong lesson because of going alone with what's trending today. The respect of young people is disappearing when I'm older. Children are in fashion. Let's make a way to maintain what the we're used to when they're we're young. You can't just let them go. There's nothing to lose because following what is customary is the solution to show your true personality.
Lifespan approach practicability. Lifespan approach develop the process of human development from time to time, especially we human that we cannot stay longer as a child and develop our adultness in our day-to-day living. This lifespan approach make us become better part of development from the society, environment, and the influence of the people around us. We are improving from every generation of human development. Human development refers to the physical, cognitive, and psychosocial development of humans throughout the lifespan. The physical development, it is the development that involves our growth and changes in our body, brain, senses, motor skills, and health and wellness. The cognitive development, it is the development that involves learning, attention, memory, language, thinking, reasoning, and creativity. And lastly, the psychosocial development. It is the development that involves in our emotions, personality, and the social relationship of a human.
What do you think are the difference of lifespan and human development?
The difference between lifespan and human development is that lifespans focus on life-changing process of a human being, which signifies the growth and adultness of a person, while the human development focus on physical, emotional, and social development of a human.